So we have asinine people coming out in the news and pretty much making an ass of themselves. Robin Williams died yesterday from an apparent suicide. Details are not out. We probably won't get all the facts and everything until probably later in the week. And the toxicology report won't be coming out for a couple of weeks, so we probably won't know for about a month at least what exactly happened. But it is a tragic loss that we lost Robin Williams. But it is also pretty sad when you also have people coming out calling him a coward, with like Steph Smith from the Fox News channel when the story broke. So Steph Smith pretty much comes out and says he's a coward for pretty much pretty much committing suicide when he has kids and all that. You know, I understand where he's trying to come from, but that is a pretty douche move for doing that. I mean, at least Steph Smith came out and to apologize. Rush Limbaugh, however, tried to politicize the whole thing. So let me just read the article, and we're just going to go there. Radio show host Rush Limbaugh on Tuesday said that the actor Robin Williams' alleged suicide was caused by his political leftist state of mind. What is the left's worldview in general? Limbaugh asked his audience the day after Williams' death was announced. If you had to attach not a philosophy, but an attitude to a leftist worldview, it's one of pessimism and darkness, sadness. They are never happy, are they? They're animated in large part by the false promises of America because the promises of America are not for everyone. He continued, pointing to a Fox News report that suggested Williams had struggled with financial issues and survivor's guilt after the deaths of entertainers like Christopher Reeve, Andy Kaufman, and John Belushi. And I apologize if I'm butchering any of those names. Robin Williams felt guilty that he was still alive while his three friends had died young and much earlier than he did, the conservative talker explained. He can never get over the guilt that they died and he didn't. Well, that is a constant measurement that is made by political leftists in judging the country. So, you see what's going on. He's trying to politicize the matter. And that's the problem that we have in this issue. Instead of trying to respect the family's wishes of just leaving his death alone and just trying to just allow people to mourn over his death and all that, we're having people now trying to politicize and call him a coward and all that. At least Steph Smith apologized, but we have Rush Limbaugh here acting like a complete and utter asinine idiot who wants to be like a complete and utter dumbass he is with his dumb radio talk show that maybe 100 people listens to at most. I don't know. But it just really sickens me that this person is allowed to still have a radio talk show even when he spits this kind of nonsense on it. And Rush has made some pretty nonsense like this. So I'm going to just dissect the argument. I'm going to just make the points I agree with and disagree with here. I'm going to agree with on pretty much that Williams has struggled with financial issues and survivor's guilt. And, let's be honest. Robin Williams has went through a lot of messy divorces. And it was pretty horrible. It was. And personally, I can see why he maybe has some mental issues because of that. Along with the survivor's guilt because he is getting old. He's like 62, 63 when he committed suicide. So he was starting to get in that time frame where the survivor's guilt starting to come on. But Rush Limbaugh, when I listened to the 3-minute clip before he started getting into that the whole liberal or evil rant, whatever, he never mentioned really much about really anything about mental disorders or depression. He was just pretty much mentioning that, and that's it. Nothing about those issues. He was just pretty much pushing it off to the side and just pretty much banging on that. And plus substance issues. Let's be honest. while those two might be key factors, substance issues, mental disorders, anxiety, all that can cause suicide as well. And Robin Williams has dealt with that. A month before the suicide, he was trying to get a 12, like a 12, 10, 12-step program to pretty much to recover himself from depression or some kind of substance issue. I don't know. I just briefly just scanned over that article and remember that yesterday from one source. I also remember he was also in and out of rehab a couple of times throughout the last couple of years because of those issues. And you know what? That's how. And you know what? And you can't blame Robin Williams because the matter is, it's because of a lack of celebrity mental awareness in Hollywood. It's not a leftist thing or a right wing. It's not a left or right issue. It's not a political issue. It's pretty much an issue in Hollywood that needs to be resolved. That involves with pretty much with how Hollywood, the pretty much with the movie and television industry. They need to be dealt with because they're the industry that pretty much body shames and pretty much presses these celebrities into the point of committing suicide. That's what happens. That's pretty much why they commit suicide in the first place. Really, that's really the reason why. Really. And Rush doesn't understand that at all, doesn't. And that pisses me off when he gets to sit here and doesn't point that out either. But I'm not going to really touch onto the cons here because I'm assuming this is nothing but a political troll tactic. When it, if you had to attach not a philosophy but an attitude to a leftist worldview, it's one of pessimism, darkness, and sadness. They're never happy, are they? So they're trying to accuse that left liberals are the sad and depressed people that pretty much have to pretty much drag everyone down with them into their sad little world. No, we're not. It's actually right wingers who try to suppress rights of minorities and stuff. Liberals are the ones that are for the minority rights, while Republicans are the ones for the white privilege rights. I'm not going to really go much into this detail because I know this is nothing but you're trying to politicize this just to bait views and shit. You're just trying to be a political troll, and that's what you are, Rush Limbaugh. You're just being a fucking troll with this. If you're literally going to sit here and you're going to blame liberals left and right, and you're going to just make everything a political fucking issue when it shouldn't be, then you really don't deserve a fucking radio show. And in all honesty, how about you go back to the Bahamas or wherever, pop yourself a couple of Viagra, and go back and go fuck a couple of hookers? Because I think that you're better off at doing that than spitting propaganda on your fucking radio show. Just to be honest.